Alright, so today's like adventure day, right? We're going to be going to, I can't pronounce it, but I'm going to call it Zapo. And I'm catching the train with my assistant. So there's a lot of locals. It's pretty much sold out. But we're going to see what it's like to ride the train in Ukraine. Even the freaking station upstairs ain't air conditioned. So it's about 90 degrees today, so it's a little bit toasty. I'm hoping the train has air conditioning, but we'll see. Alright, so I guess the light behind me makes it terrible. This is better. Okay, so we're on the train going to Zapo now, and I've got my assistant sitting here, who I'm not going to film just because she may have to work with some people that I'm going to be talking a lot of shit about on the website, so I'm not going to show you her. But the train's air conditioned, so yay, it's not really hot. It's not really cold like I like it, but Ukrainians don't like it cold, so it should be cool. They actually serve food on it. It isn't much. It's kind of like, you know, being on the airplane. You can get like hot dogs and oh wait, there's a menu. You can't read it, but oh, did I hand you this? Yeah. All right, so like here's the menu, right? You can get food and okay, you can call it food. You can get like a Greek salad and a hot dog and a Pepsi and coffee, mostly snack type shit. But it's about $2, so it isn't bad. And I think this ride is, how long is it?
6.5 hours.
So it's 6.5 hours. But the chairs are pretty comfortable, and they've got like these little winglets on it, so it's a lot easier to sleep than it is on a plane. And they recline pretty good. And it's pretty spacious, so it's not like miserable. I wish the air conditioner was a little higher, but that's just me. All right, can't think of anything else, so we'll just put all these together. But anyway, look, the train's not bad. This is a modern train, so yeah. So it's not like the dark ages. There was an old train. When we get to the next one, I'll have to try to remember to show it to you. There's an older train that looks like it was built in like Fonzie days, you know, 1950, with a paint job and the curtains, and it looks like it's from a freaking movie, man. It was a trip. Okay, I'm an idiot. I've been sitting here talking to the camera, and the camera was not recording. There's a little counter. I hit the thing, I don't know. Okay, there's the building. I did the same thing on a video yesterday. I felt kind of stupid. We just arrived in Zapo. They were playing this really loud, booming music like Welcome to Russia, or I don't know what it was. I'm with my interpreter. She's like, what the hell is that? I wish you had heard it. It was really, really loud, but my bad, I hit the wrong button. All right, I gotta take the bag. On my videos, I got my glasses on, so I haven't done any at night. Okay, if you remember from one of the earlier videos, I told you never walk up to a taxi, right? So we just came out of the train station, and you see all those cars back there? Those are all the taxis that want you to walk up to them and pay them a price, which you don't want to do. So my assistant's calling one of the 3 numbers you call. There's a bunch of numbers, like there's taxi companies and there's Uklon, like I told you. But see, normal. No bombs going off, nothing weird, nothing to worry about. Relatively normal people. Some people around speak English, so they see me talking to myself and I look like an idiot, but that's okay. At least you don't have to be here, and you can see what it's like, so you know. Get on a plane, come. Let's see, there's some girls around I can point out. Grocery store right across the street. See? Totally normal. Alright, that looks a little more normal. Alright, so that train ride sucked ass. And it was a modern train. Oh wait, there you go. And there you go. Okay, the train ride sucked ass. Only because it was 7 hours long. We went through a whole lot of little areas. And it's a trip here because they don't do country towns. There are like villages, and there were a couple of little towns that had like apartment buildings, so they were larger. But they don't live out in the middle of nowhere. I guess because there's no work, from what my assistant said, because there's no work around there. So the people that live there tend to be like farmers and stuff. So, you know, in the normal city, we drive and we see whatever, and we do our thing. But we might live out there and then drive into town. They don't really do that here. Sorry, something went by that distracted me. I've never been to, only been to 2 cities. I've been to Poltava and to Kyiv, of course. and now I'm in, I can't pronounce it, Zaporozhye. I just call it Zapo because I really can't spell it. It's really long. It's like freaking 15 letters. But you can see, it does not suck so far. We'll see what it's like tomorrow. Next thing will probably be the apartment that we go to. So this is just, I'm just going to show you guys the whole trip while I'm here so you can see what other cities are like. All right, so it's morning and I'm in the apartment now, and as you can see, the apartment's pretty nice. They do this trippy thing here, man. They got like a, you can't really tell, I think, on the video, but it looks kind of like a glass ceiling. And it's not, it looks like it's all in plastic, but it's really cool. Anyway, from the outside, we're gonna do this a little bit backwards. You're gonna see the outside of the apartment, or the inside of the apartment, then I'm gonna show you the outside. Because last night it was too dark, I didn't think anybody would be able to see anything. But we are in, I'm gonna pronounce it wrong, Zaporozhye. That's totally wrong, but I just call it Zapo and everybody seems to know where I'm talking about. So I'm gonna show you what the window is. That's the view from the window right now. You see the river right over there. And there's a lot of trees in this city. And I've never been here, so I got no idea what it's gonna look like when we get outside. But I thought I'd show you guys the apartment at least so you'd get an idea. This place was 30 bucks a night. And this is actually the living room, but I guess they set it up so multiple people can sleep in it. So I'm sleeping out here. Yeah, it's a mess. I'm a guy, so what? It's got a little balcony. Go outside, smoke, or enjoy the view, I guess. Actually, it is a pretty nice view. That's the Dnieper River. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong too. Dnieper, D-N-I-P-R. You try to pronounce it. I got no idea. And I'm not sure what city that is off in the distance. Now, when we picked it, my assistant found it for me, and she said it was close to center. It said it was close to center. It doesn't look like center to me, and it was a really long way from the train station. But on the average, most of those trips from the train station to a flat in center will probably cost about 50 hryvnia, because that's like the minimum on a trip. That's like $2. It's not a big deal. But it was like 67 last night, so I think we're a little bit farther away than we wanted to be. I'm not going to show you the other room because she's in there. But you got a little closet, front door. Now to see it from the outside, man, you can't really judge apartment. If you ever been, okay, if any of you have ever been in the hood, you know what I'm talking about. When you go to the hood, you'll have some houses that from the outside, everything is fucked up. There might be graffiti and whatever else. And you go inside and it's pretty plush. That's kind of what it's like here. Nobody maintains the outside of the building, so the buildings look like shit. And nobody maintains the hallways, so the hallways look like shit. So when you go to your flat, if you pick something on booking.com or B&B or whatever, I don't even know what she found it on. It was in Ukrainian, so I couldn't read it. But don't necessarily be frightened by the fact that the outside looks like shit. This place looked, that's so weird. In the photos, like even I'm looking on a camera, it looks like it's really, really blue. It's more of like a slate. It's more of like a gray blue mixed with this. And when I saw the orange and she showed it to me, I thought it was hideous. And I'm looking at it now on the camera, it looks orange. But in person, it really looks kind of muted. It's nowhere near as gay Star Trek as it probably looks on the video right now. Hard to see really, but here's the kitchen. The thing I like about this place is the kitchen's kind of small. I don't need a big kitchen. I'm a bachelor. You know, all you need is like a microwave and a George Foreman and I'm straight. And a refrigerator, of course. They tend to sit at a table and actually eat together. So, and from what she told me, they also like use it as a living room, like we use the living room. So they come in and they like do the computer or whatever else. So they may really hang out in the kitchen. So they will waste a lot of the apartment space on a kitchen. This particular guy did not. But again, as you can see, this is a remodel. And this is kind of this is an old Soviet building, right? Renata, can you hear me babbling out here?
Yeah.
I'm not going to show you, but this is kind of an old Soviet building, right? I mean, this is an old Soviet building.
It's a very old building.
Yeah, this is definitely an old building.
At least 50 years old, I guess.
Yeah, the inside is nice as hell, but it really is like the ghetto in USA where you go by, you're like, okay, I don't want to live there. And then you see the inside and it's nice. Look, stand behind the door for a second. If you can. Well, I don't want to show you just because you might one day quit and have to go work for somebody else, and I'm sitting here telling everybody stuff. I just want to show the room real quick, so I'm like going to go over her head so she's not in the shot. But so see, it's pretty nice. They got an old school TV, but they've clearly, spent a little.
This is very important.
Yes, very, very important for me. She actually had hers on last night, so I know it's hot. If you got a Ukrainian turning on the air conditioning, it's fucking hot because they don't touch that shit like at all. You go to the shops, the air conditioner's not on. We walked down the street last night to the store, and all the stores along the way, the little restaurants that were open. I guess we're kind of in a college area. There were a bunch of young guys and young ladies outside. But nobody had the air conditioner on, man. So the restaurants had the doors open. And all I keep thinking is, don't you get a lot of flies and stuff if you're a restaurant? But that's kind of how they do it here. No, there's not a bunch of flies in the restaurant. I don't know why, but everything was open and there's not much air conditioning. Even when we went in ATB, it was not particularly cool. It wasn't really hot, but it wasn't particularly cool. The sun came up this morning. It's 75 degrees. It's going to be 100 degrees today, and for here, that's really, really hot. I know in some places of the USA, you guys are like, oh, big deal, 100 degrees. But for them, that's a big deal. All right, so look, you've seen the apartment. When we leave, I'll show you the hallway and shit, so you'll see what I'm talking about, and I'll show you the outside, so it'll be a little bit backwards. But again, it was nighttime when we got here. You wouldn't have been able to see anything. All right, so this is going to be... I don't know why I keep doing that, because all it's going to do for you is just be another clip right after this, and they're just going to kind of play in order, so I guess I don't have to say goodbye every time. I probably should have started this from upstairs, but this is the elevator. You can't really tell anything about the elevator. But, see? But ugly ass wall. Which way is it? Which way are we going? Oh, we're on the wrong floor. What the hell? I just assumed we were on the first floor. I didn't pay attention.
You and run away, but...
That sounds like a Negro.
Someone really ran out from that.
Yeah, okay, I'm stupid because every time we get on the elevator, we press the button. It pretty much just goes straight down. And it's, what time is it, 7?
Yeah, 7:30.
Okay, so it's 7:30 right now. So I've just gotten used to the elevator going all the way down and not thinking about it. So just now I hopped out like we were in the lobby and then I turned around like, why is there still a balcony? Because we were on the 9th floor. And we were on the 12th floor, so we didn't really go down that far.
Dare to come in.
Yeah, and an old lady came out after we came out of the apartment, and we held the door for her, and then she came to the elevator. She's like, oh, you can go ahead and go, while she locked the door, because they have like a double door. All right, see, like, butt ugly. What floor is this? Okay, now you're doing it. Okay, this wasn't supposed to be a comedy video. I was just gonna show you. I was just gonna show you the apartment building because I keep forgetting to do it.
We're soon there.
Let's look at the number this time. All right, we're on the first floor. So we had the meeting today ended. It was actually a decent restaurant. The total for 3 people, because my assistant didn't really eat. She had a cup of coffee or something. Was 435 hryvnia, something like that. So it was really inexpensive. That's like less than 20 bucks. But okay, see. I know what some of y'all are thinking. It looks like prison. I've been to jail. I did some stupid stuff when I was a kid. But you're right, it does. And if you're from the East Coast, tell me this don't look like the projects. But the apartment is actually really nice. I mean, I showed you guys the apartment already, but this is outside. And see, there's like stores and stuff right in the basement. It really is not that big a deal, but nobody maintains the outside of the buildings or the hallways. And when you come outside, look, in USA, you get sued for that just because, it's a death trap. So we just bought some flowers. We're on our way to a meeting at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be at a cafe, so that's flowers here are cheap. So a couple things you should be ready for. One, it takes a little work to order a taxi with air conditioning because apparently the taxis here tend not to have air conditioning. And 2, flowers here are a lot cheaper than Kyiv. These were 5 hryvnias each. In Kyiv, it's on average, I think about 20 is the best you can get. 20 per flower. So get flowers if you're here because it's really inexpensive. So you look really kind of sad if you're too cheap to pay for flowers for a lady because that's nothing. The whole thing costs 100 hryvnias, which is $4. So it's not that big a deal. They're not fantastic flowers. I didn't get long stem just because I've always thought long stem were kind of silly when you take them home to put them in a vase, you have to cut off all the stem. So why am I paying extra for the stem? That doesn't make any sense to me. I'll pay more for more flowers, but long stem roses just are kind of silly. All right, so we're gonna be there in a minute, and then we'll show you some stuff.